Hi everyone, we just arrived at Lucas Leiva's house. So let's knock the door and see what can happen today. Hello! Welcome! Thank you. How are you, Ari?
It's good, everything good.
How's
Weather
the
today is
life?
amazing.
It's amazing. Thank you. Wow, such a beautiful garden.
Yeah.
Almost 10 a.m. here in Rome, and we are about to talk with Lucas for like 25 minutes because he has a busy life. We have to understand that, so let's go.
It's a pleasure to do the interview, and I hope you like to listen my history. As a professional footballer, I started 2005, of course, in the Serie B, the second division in Brazil, where my former club Grêmio was playing at that moment. I started playing a few games, and then we were champions in that year. We won the Serie B, the league, so we got promoted to the first division, and then of course we started the full season. I started full season in the first division in 2006. That year was very special because we won the state tournament that we have in Brazil. Then after we finished third in the league, which gave us the chance to play the Libertadores. And also that year I made my debut for the national team, for the first team. So 2006 was probably one of the best of my career, you know.
Where you stayed for 10 years in Liverpool, which is a lot.
Yes.
Most of the players normally stay 2 to 4 years in a place and then they move to another, maybe for professional reasons or for personal reasons. It always happens. But what made you stay for 10 years at this team?
The move from Brazil to Liverpool was massive. It was probably the most difficult country I could choose, because in that moment, because Brazil to England it seems different words, no? So I had a lot of up and down during these 10 years. Of course, it's a lot of time, but I learned a lot.
The competition is harder?
Physically, it was a lot stronger, the speed of the game, and I was 20 years old on that moment. I wasn't ready, to be honest. I wasn't ready, and then I had to adapt. I had to change a lot of things. I had to be patient. You know, my first year was I played not so many games, and leaving Brazil like I left, being the MVP, and you know, and you are so young, you think everything is gonna go like you plan, no? So I had to adapt to, I don't say suffer, but I had to learn.
Did you feel down because you didn't play as much as you used to play in Brazil? Did that make you feel like that you were incapable? Or you just had to feel like I have to adapt in the way that they're training?
Yes, to be honest, in a lot of moments I thought maybe this football in England is not for me. You know, like I said, when you are young and you just want things right now, no? And I had to learn. I had to be patient. I had a coach that used to speak with me a lot, Rafa Benitez. I always like to mention him because he was really important. And also when I arrived, the Liverpool fans, they expected, you know, Brazilian, you know, straight away to play, and like I said, I wasn't ready. So it was like you know, a roller coaster. I think when I arrived in England, there wasn't too many Brazilians that played in that league. Of course, was Juninho Paulista, one of the players that had a lot of success there. Gilberto Silva from Arsenal, and of course they had other players, but probably these two were the most successful Brazilian players that played in that moment in England. So I think they expected something like Ronaldinho, you know, someone that comes and play, and I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't that kind of player. First thing, and second thing, I wasn't ready in terms of physically. So that's why at the beginning I was a little bit frustrated, but I think my desire to do well and my desire to improve and to learn, I think that helped me as well. That's why during these 10 years, every year was a challenge for me, and I always felt that something I could give something more, you know.
But that is actually a good point, because even to become a great player, you need to go through ups and downs. You need to learn that every step is a step that you have to reach to grow. And that's good that you're saying that you had to adapt. You had to have the desire of changing. It's not like, oh, I'm good and I'm gonna be the way I am and nobody can change me. That's actually a good point. But even though you changed, you became greater and greater. I'm sure that you had this top time in your career in Liverpool.
Yes.
Did something happen that after you got to the point made you feel bad again?
Yes, I think I would say 2010, 11. It was probably one of my best times in Liverpool, my Liverpool career. You know, after 2-3 years I was there. You know, I felt respected. I felt important for the team, and like I said, I was ready physically, mentally, everything. So, and then it came a bad injury for me. So in that 2011 November 11, it came a very bad injury. I had a bad injury on my knee, which I had to stay 7 months out. So in that moment it was really, really painful, because like I said, it was after my first 2 seasons. I was, you know, adapting, learning, getting ready, and then I was enjoying for a season and a half, and then this injury came, you know, and I felt like everything was finished, you know. I had to start again. So it was really hard. I lost my place in the national team as well. So everything started falling down, I would say, you know. I stayed 7 months out with this problem, had surgery, and start to recover again. But slowly you start to feel that it's not finished.
Yeah.
You know, you see a lot of examples of players, of people that have big problems, and they get back,
Yeah.
and even stronger. So I started to focus on my rehab, and everything was as planned. After 7 months, I got back. You know, I think the fans in that moment, they were really important, because they supported me so much. Liverpool as a club, they gave me everything I needed to recover. But then I came back after 7 months. I played one game. In my second game, I had another bad injury in my thigh, which I had to stay 3 months out. So in this period, I was 1 year out, you know, of playing football. And in this second injury, I really thought that I thought I would never get back in the level I was. You know, I put a lot of doubt in my head. But then again, slowly you start to think, you see other examples. You see that probably your injury is not as bad as you think, or everybody, you know, that had worse injuries than yours could get back. So, and then you have to, you know, mentally start to get ready again for the rehab, and you know, I think was important as well. My family was always, supporting me, and in that moment I had little Pedro. You know, now he's almost 9, so but he was very small. So in that moment, that help, you know, from my wife, from my son, it was really important. So I slowly start to get back and feeling better again, and then I made, I would say, my debut again, you know, after 1 year.
But there's one thing that it doesn't happen to everyone. The desire to get back, because as you got 2 injuries, even though you had the support of the club, of family, something inside you needs to tell you, okay, go back to that point, because you that's what you love. In what point did you really see that that's what you want to do? Because maybe before soccer, did you do something else? Before, did you think of doing something else?
When I was a kid, you know, I don't really remember thinking of doing something different, you know. Of course, as a kid you play,
Yes.
you know, you enjoy, and I left home when I was 13, so in that moment I left to try to be a football player.
And that was just, then this question is not possible for Lucas, because in those moments, that's when people with 2 dreams or 2 things in their heads, they started thinking, should I at least think of the other thing now? Should I give up on that one? Is it a sign that I have to stop? And you still had the desire to continue, which is good, which is really good. Not everyone has that ability. And even though you know so many players who got injured and got back, you still know as well history of people that got injured and maybe they didn't want to continue and they just started doing business, they just started doing something different because they don't want to deal with it.
No, I never thought of doing something else. It never came in my mind. My biggest worry was coming back to the level that I was before.
And then after that amazing time in Liverpool, and you left after 10 years being there, but you celebrated, right, with them? Oh, I mean, they made this beautiful party for you.
Yes.
It means that you're really important. And what memories do you have from that day? How did you feel being honored after 10 years?
Yes. In my career at Liverpool was really up and down, you know. So I think after that that period of 10 years, and I felt that you know, the respect that I wanted, the things that I fought to get it, you know, I think was there, you know. The ceremony showed that you know, how much the club appreciated me as a player, but also as a person. I think it was really important, you know, and myself, how much I appreciate the club, you know, what they gave me, the support, the patience, because we know in football people are not very patient, and the club were very patient with me. So it was a time that to move. It was really hard for me, and then Lazio came. It was a great opportunity for me to try something new in a fantastic city, in a great country, in a club that was growing. When I came, Lazio played the final of the Coppa Italia the year before, and so I felt it was the right move for me to try to help, and then it was great. You know, it was fantastic. And
the way to adapt even Rome was easy.
It was a lot easier.
Your family.
It was a lot easier. One, because of I think as a country, you know, it's very similar to Brazil, but also I was older. You know, I had the experience.
Yes.
I wasn't 20 anymore, you know, I was 30. So I had the family around, I had, you know, I had learned all these 10 years, you know. As a football wise as well, for me it was easier because, you know, like you said, 10 years of experience playing against a lot of teams, you know, it just helps.
But there's one point that we will never understand unless you talk. You have family, a beautiful family who always support you. They're always here for you. In every single game, they go. In every single event that you have to be, they're supporting you. It doesn't matter if it's in China, if it's in Arabia Saudita. It doesn't matter where you are, they are there for you. It's really important. It means that your relationship with your family is amazing. What is the secret for that?
I think I always fought to have it, a family that always supports me, and that it's my base, I think that's really important, so, and that's what I built. I have a wonderful family, 2 beautiful children, my wife, so that's what I always wanted, and that's what I went as well, apart from football, I fought for that.
And that's the point that I would love to get. We, as a fans, as people who love soccer, love your work, we don't know that even though you achieve all of these things, maybe you have moments that you would love to join your family. Maybe you have times that you would love to be somewhere else that you cannot because of your career. What
of course.
happened to you that no one knows?
I think at the end of the day is the simple things, that people that, let's say the fans, I'll give an example, the Saturdays, the Sundays with the family, the lunch, simple thing to take your son to football, of course I do it, but I don't do it as often as I would like to. That's the part of our job, and you have to understand that.
Every son and daughter would love to see their fathers as a superhero. Do you have that desire to be their superhero?
It's a good question. I don't think I would like them to see me as a hero. I never had a hero to look at and say, this guy is, I think I had in my life very good examples, and I think it's important for them to understand that they can look me as a hero, but they have to understand that I make mistakes.
Wow, you have a lot in your plate. Career, family, everything. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is there anything, because people who follow you, they don't know those things, this roller coaster that we have to live through. Even though a person who has work, like a time of work from 8 to 5, and then they get home, even this person, they have a lot of things going on, but you don't have none of this time. You have like a military type of lifestyle. You have time to eat, time to wake up, time to train, time to everything. No cell phone, no contact with family a day before the game, all those things that people don't really see because they don't live with you, right? What would you love to say to these people that they cannot find this on any part of the internet? What words would you love to leave to them to know about Lucas Leiva as a football player and as a person, right?
Well, it's really hard to speak about me, but what I would like to pass to them is that at the end of all this history, all the success that probably people will see it, at the end we are human beings, and we are the same as everybody else. We don't have superpowers, we are not perfect. So the same way that the fans and feel sometimes down and have problems in their work or their families, and we have as well. So the thing that is different is that our life gets more exposed than the others, but at the end we have the same feelings, we have the same problems, we have at the end of the day is this: we are normal people, we eat the same things that people eat, and it's normal. Sometimes people think that we have completely different lives. No, I wake up, I have my breakfast, I go for dinner, sometimes I get back from work because it's a work, disappointed, angry. When you lose games, you come back, with the energy very, very low. And then there is the other side as well. When you get, you win, you go in a dinner. People say, "Oh, you are doing really good." That energy as well. It comes in a very good way. But at the end, we are human beings. We are just simple, normal people. And I think that's it. That's probably sometimes, unfortunately, people think that, athletes or famous people are different, but it's not true. We are just the same as everybody else.
Thank you, Lucas.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was such an amazing interview.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you.